you have to be able to love yourself, warts and all, and embrace your imperfections. Not that anger is an imperfection per se, but this is like, wasn't that like the lesson of Inside Out, of the first Inside Out movie? You can't just be happy all the time. You have to be able to feel all of your emotions and honor all of your emotions, because that's the only way you can find true peace, true zen with yourself. Honor the Titan's anger.
They silenced the Titans. They ripped out their souls. Your pain and your anger are
justified. They
Don't
are.
let it control you. Make it
Yes,
yours.
they're justified.
You took everything from us. And you thought you won. But we're still here.
I'm getting very emotional right now.
Different. But we're not gone. We will thrive in spite of you.
Oh gosh, I don't know why I'm crying right now. That was the big growing moment for Zen, because I think, like I said, his default is to lean towards positivity. Throw on those rose-tinted glasses and just keep the optimism up and just think, it's all about joy and compassion. But I think he's learning right now through his friends, he's learning that you can't just slap on a smile and slap on a joke on every single thing. You need to be able to embrace all facets of yourself and your situation and just address, because you're never going to get to the root of the problem, root of the issue, if you don't at least allow yourself to feel those things and honor those emotions. That's what Harding is teaching him, and what the stone is teaching him. So that was a huge character moment for both of them. And I'm so happy that Balara was there to witness this too. As an elf herself, I didn't expect to get this emotional with Lace Harding's quest. Wow, okay. I did not expect that at all.
That was intense.
It was.
My mind's still clearing. Anyway, you ready to go?
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's get you home.
Wow. If it was me, I would go with the
Veilguard
compassion.
and the others are returning to Kal'sharok to spread word of what happened. They'll need to be strong in the coming days. We all will.
Yep. Absolutely. Anyway...
You're trying to figure out how to ask me how I am.
Yeah.
Something breezy, but not too flippant.
That's what I would
Good
default
words
to.
are so hard.
I was always afraid of my anger. I told myself it was better to be nice.
And pushed aside.
And I
exactly.
pushed it aside.
And that's not healthy.
I pushed away the Titan's anger too. It festered and became destructive.
But now?
It's part of me. Like everything else I inherited from the Titans. I don't think I'll ever stop being angry. But I'm no longer afraid of it.
There you go.
So,
that's it. That's
what's
it.
next for you?
First, we stop the Elven gods. And after that, well... one step at a time. See where it takes me.
No, he's not gonna go. He's gonna. This is very like emotional for Zen, because he definitely truly learned something from this situation, and he's very touched by it right now. So he's gonna be empathetic about it. This must have been difficult.
I know this was hard for you. Learning all that, feeling all that. I'm sorry.
Yes, but I wasn't alone. Oh, and I don't know if I said thank you, so thank you, Rook. I wouldn't be here without you.
Oh. Oh, wow. I love that! The heart of the Titan. Harding returned to the deep roads to rescue innocent dwarves who had fallen prey to the shade from the stone. Confronting the shade, Harding learned that it was born of her own misplaced rage at the fate of her Titan's ancestors. Acceptance of the truth and her own shadow self has given Harding complete ownership of her Titan gift. What this means for her remains to be seen. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here that we need to get ourselves updated with. Contact with Solas's Lyrium daggers granted Harding a mysterious magic that allows her to manipulate certain types of rock. Although Harding is concerned about the origins of this new power, it makes her feel connected to the stone, an enigmatic concept frequently invoked by the Dwarven people that is simultaneously deity, ancestor, and homeland. Searching for answers, Harding visits the Oracle, a mysterious figure revealed by the Kal'sharok dwarves, who reveals that Harding's newfound magic is connected to the ancient Titans, predecessors of the dwarves. But Harding's questing has awakened a primal entity in the deep places, and now it is haunting her. So that red thing that passed by was her own rage. I thought that it looked like a dwarf, and at the back of my head, I thought it almost looked a little bit like Harding as well, a red version of Harding. Harding finally confronted the entity dogging her steps, discovering that it was the dark half of the Titan's consciousness. To quell the Shade's destructive anger, Harding took it into herself, facing the full horror of the Titan's destruction. With the team's support, she acknowledged the Shade's rage and brought it under control. Davrin grieves for Weishaupt. Davrin has joined... Well, I'm not sure how much of this I've learned. Davrin has joined the team ready and willing to fight against the gods. He'll bring his hunting skills and the powers of a warden against all the darkspawn that inevitably follow a blight. With Davrin comes Asan, the only griffin not stolen by the terrible creature known as the Gloom Howler. Davrin grieves for Weishaupt. He does not understand why landing a killing blow on an archdemon, usually fatal for a Grey Warden, has left him alive and unharmed. He feels it keenly, especially with so many friends and fellow warriors lost because of the gods. News of the Gloom Howler led Davrin the team to a secret Grey Warden vault containing the remains of felled archdemons. If Davrin can't find the Gloom Howler again, the monster will use stolen archdemon blood to blight the kidnapped griffins and warp them into monsters. Professor Emmerich Volkaren, a senior necromancer from Navarra, has joined the team. He suspects the despair demons in the necropolis were only one sign of mystical disturbances caused by the gods. He is eager to help fight whatever malevolent magic comes next. Emmerich discovered that his former friend, Johanna Hezenkos, has been tormenting spirits with a dangerous artifact, a mysterious lantern that the Venatori had recovered. The team stopped Hezenkos from victimizing more spirits, but now Emmerich must learn what sinister plans she has for all the magic she's stolen. Emmerich has confessed that his grand ambition is to become a lich, an undead mage who retains their mind and soul after death. The professor won't have a clear enough head to risk the rights of a lichdom, however, until he has dealt with his nemesis, Johanna Hezenkos. Tash of the Lords of Fortune, a dragon hunter who tackles problems with blunt words and sharp axes. Blunt words is, yeah, of course. Tosh, a Kinari from the Ravani Lords of Fortune, has joined the team. Time will tell whether the dragon hunter can help against the blighted dragons sent by the gods and what evil plans the Antam might have for a fire-breathing Kinari. With Weishaupt destroyed, the team is the only strong defense against the blighted dragons sent by the gods, but Tosh was badly shaken by the transformation of Ghilan'nan's archdemon into a monstrosity. Can the team restore the dragon hunter's confidence before the gods launch their next attack? With their confidence restored after defeating the blighted dragons in the Hosperg Wetlands, Tosh is ready for whatever comes next. Little do they know that the Dragon King has plans of their own for the fire-breathing dragon hunter. Okay. Let's do a clear mind. Whoa! Legendary medium armor, Titan's Vengeance. Detonations also apply bleeding. Detonations deal 25% physical damage versus enemies that are already bleeding. Yes, please. What does this look like on Harding? Wow. Interesting. I don't really love it, per se, but we'll have her wear it. Like, the appearance of it. We'll have her go down this path. Damage versus high health plus 25%. Seismic shock stagger plus 50%. Okay. I don't know why Harding is still starred. I don't know why, but I won't worry too much about it. From Emmerich on Sorrow Denied, a note left on a thick book. I once communed with a soul who shared his tale of deep sorrow from his youth, so that the truth wouldn't be lost, he said, interestingly enough. He could only bear to recall the event after death, when the memory had lost its sting. I cannot share the tale. A watcher must keep the confidence of the dead. Your experience is what you call the Titan's shade brought this anecdote to mind. As you say, in the first moments of your transformation, you were unable or unwilling to confront the depth of the Titan's sorrow. But unlike my friend, this pain was never quite your own. Instead of being trapped within, it fled elsewhere. If you'd like further reading, here's a copy of The Soul of Emotion by Hedda Granteval. It's a fascinating look into the effect of emotion on the mortal body and soul. Harding's notes. Dead Titan? I think the lost dwarves are in the Anderfels. The deep roads can be accessed from an ancient dwarven outpost, Isana Negat, built atop a mountain to allow access to a huge lyrium deposit. According to records, as they followed the lyrium deep into the earth, the miners suffered maladies of the mind. They saw things, heard things, and felt things that they couldn't understand. The mine was eventually abandoned. Dwarves are resistant to the effects of lyrium. We assumed they could eventually be affected if exposed to too much lyrium. What if dwarves are affected by certain kinds? Lyrium still in contact with a dead titan, for example? Is there a titan under Isana Negat? Harding's notes. Red lyrium. Stalgard says the passages leading to the Titan's heart are now peaceful and no longer lined with red lyrium. The jagged crystals we saw retreated back into the rock. The veins are blue again, and sing like lyrium usually does. It makes some sense, I think. The disembodied rage of the Titans, with nowhere else to go, took root in the heart, and the red lyrium extended from there, her pain infecting what was left of the Titan's body. When I accepted that rage into myself, it cleansed the mountain. The red lyrium we saw in the heart looks like blighted lyrium, but it's not. Blighted lyrium is almost impossible to destroy. It infects and grows and corrupts, just like the blight itself. What we saw in the heart wasn't it. Kal'sharok scholars don't have an answer. I wonder if I can introduce them to Dagna. She'll have theories, I'm sure. I would love for Dagna to take a stab at that. Letter for Lace Harding. Excerpt of a letter from Stalgard. Perhaps I should have been more suspicious. The blight was surging, and yet we heard no darkspawn. The passages were quiet. It was supposed to be a routine patrol, but only myself and one other made it back to the rendezvous point. He stayed in safety while I went in search of the missing. I never saw the shade, only heard as it wept in the darkness. I drew close, and the sound became something more. I could feel it, Lace Harding. Rage, sorrow, and a vast loneliness. It reached out for me, and I, feeling the pain like it was my own, reached back. It's a pain shared by all of the dwarves, I guess. Thanks for the help. Rook and Tosh. Ireland says your team took down the Fang Scorcher. Leaf and I were with the Veil Jumpers getting civilians out of the area, but we're used to dealing with demons angry at old magic, not dragons angry at interlopers. We hunkered down as best as we could, but she would have gotten to us eventually if you hadn't drawn her away and defeated her. We haven't seen any further sign of Anthem activity in Arlathan, but we'll keep our eyes open. In the meantime, we're helping some villagers rebuild safety. Thanks for the help. Garrick and Leaf of the Veil Jumpers. Very close to 40 and unlocking that final branch of our specialization. Plate of the Paragon Unyielding. Gain invulnerable when you reach low health? For how long? It's heavy armor though. Frontline plate. Okay. Everything here looks so much prettier. Yeah. Her room just blossomed. Her room just gets progressively and progressively more green, and I love that. So I guess now that we've completed her companion quest fully, that's kind of what shows. Lucanus.
You know, Tosh, I discovered a large jar inlaid with a golden flame pattern at that Kunari burial site I examined. I presume it was for storing specific organs after death?
No, the solitaire doesn't hold anything. It stays empty. Like the body is empty now that the spirit is gone.
Ah, it seems you know something about ancient Kunari customs after all.
What? No, that's... Everybody knows that.
What's going on, babe?
Rook, you're here.
Of course.
Something wrong?
What's up?
The
What's going on?
Agwendea sent word. They have information about Ilariel. Whatever it is, they wish to speak away from Treviso, away from anyone who might be listening. They won't put more to paper. I need to meet with them as soon as possible.
I got you. Inner demons. I got you. Meet with the crows. Oh, but we also have... We've got so many... Technically, I don't know. So many things are going on at once. Ah! We'll figure out the order of things. Nev, did you have to say anything? Nothing? Really? Nothing? Balara and Davrin.
You'll find them. The other griffins, I know you will.
I appreciate your faith in me. Hope it's not misplaced.
It isn't. I've seen it. The way you care for Hassan, you teared through 3 archdemons for him and for his family. So I know you'll find them.
Means more mouths to feed.
Yeah, I don't know what else. Oh, Harding. Got it. Old reliable. There we go. What else do I have to... I got a new rune. All enemies within 6 meters are knocked down. Passive. Plus 10 all resistances with a high health. Ascend. Your health drops to 1 and you cannot heal any higher for 10 seconds. You gain enhanced damage, quickened, and shocking weapons, and your mana is restored to its maximum. That's high risk, high reward. Not worth it. I don't think that's worth it. Let me do Davrin's first because he technically was first in line. So I want to prioritize Davrin over Lucanus. I'm sorry, Lucanus, but Davrin was first. And 6, 7, 7, 8. Harding's 8, 7, 6, 6. Let's bring Nev. Davrin. Nev. No, not Balara. Balara went to the last one. Davrin and Nev. An improved blight. Notes recovered from Weishaupt, translated from Elven by Lara, sent to Warden Antoine. The blight was active during our slumber. It can alter living creatures, but its shapes are crude, wasteful. Elgar'nan has requested vassals worthy of the god. Thickening the Darkspawn's bones and quickening their ichor was trivial. Other alterations are underway. Pools of blight are easily coaxed to produce Darkspawn repeatedly. Some of their properties change without prompting. Their flesh is surprisingly malleable, vital, eager. It used to require greater effort to shape the blight. Did we accumulate more of it in ourselves as we slept? Investigate later. Note from Balara. Is this Ghilan'nain? Does she not know what she looks like, or did she graft on extra bits before getting blighted? I don't know which is worse. Listen to Evka's informant.
Thanks for tagging along, Rook. Those feelers I put out about the Gloomhowler turned up something. Evka, I got your message.
I figured you'd want to hear this. This is Davrin and Rook. You can trust them.
What's your name?
You're in a town full of Grey Wardens. It's probably the safest place in the world right now.
How can we help?
My name's Valya. When I heard about Weishaupt, what happened... I once trained to be a Grey Warden, but I left before the joining.
It's not for everyone.
It wasn't that. It's... I'm the one who found the griffin eggs before they hatched.
I've got about 1,000,000 questions. But why come to us now?
I knew some of the wardens who were caring for the griffins, Remy and Lancet. I think I know what killed them.
The Gloomhowler. It's a Grey Warden, isn't it? An elf?
But that's all we know.
Yes. Her name was Isaiah. I found her diary. She was a mage. She blighted all the griffins during the fourth blight.
Isaiah, right. Yep.
Upon direct orders from the first warden at the time. She had no choice. This was centuries ago.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
To make them more powerful.
In her diary, Isaiah said the blight was going badly. The wardens couldn't win. They turned to blood magic. The griffins fought harder, longer.
I see where this is going.
Isaiah didn't want to do it. But orders were orders. It won the war.
But then...
The griffins became rabid. They turned against the wardens.
So then the first warden turned against them.
He ordered them all destroyed.
That's why they're extinct.
It's criminal. That explains Isaiah's anger.
Has every first warden been an asshole?
Isaiah said she resisted at first, but orders were orders. As penance, she hid the remaining eggs with a protective spell. I followed the clues and found them.
That was 400 years ago. She shouldn't even be alive.
Her last entry said she left for her calling.
Then she's probably in the deep roads. Blighted. Twisted.
Hassan? I was there the day you hatched. You've grown.
So he's a flirt.
Right along with his stomach.
Right out of the nest, he ate everything in sight. I remember feeding him gingerwort truffles as a baby.
That's so cute.
You're the reason Davrin's been hunting mushrooms instead of monsters.
Anything for the prince.
I don't see a crown on your head yet, boy.
There should be. Griffins give the wardens hope. Something to rally around after Weishaupt. Please find his brothers and sisters, whatever it takes. We owe them so much.
Count on it.
Stay safe, Hassan.
This is good information, but it still doesn't tell us where the Gloomhowler is.
No, but the other wardens will keep looking. The Gloomhowler, Isaiah, can't hide forever.
All right. I think we can make this work.
I took work orders from all the wardens.
It's Mila.
Already?
Yeah, and some of the villagers too. You're going to be busy.
Gee, thanks. You're keeping busy.
This helps rank up the wardens. Nice.
Good to go. You need anything else, I'll be here.
I did promise that we would help out with this, so I'd like to do that while we're here. There's also a quest here as well, it looks like.
Thanks, Holden. I'll see you around.
See you, Holden. So let's do that real quick, too.
Rook, I'm Sawyer. Watch your back out there.
What's going on?
Mercenaries. They're taking advantage of the Blight and looting what was left behind. They attack wardens on sight even as we're fighting all this. A scout saw torches headed towards the redoubt. If they manage to break into the cauldron, there's dangerous relics out there and blighted weapons, and those mercenaries would sell to the highest bidder.
Can't let that happen. If I can stop them, I will.
We'd be in your debt, more than we already are.
Okay. Spinning gold from Gray.
We kept talking about a tree. Said it was very
Talk to Evka and Antoine. Hopefully Evka and Antoine are doing okay.
Hey, Dad. You know those containers you made for some of the wardens' joining lists?
Yeah?
Can we make one for the physician, Flynn? They should get one too, right?
We can make something for Flynn.
Maybe a special medic one?
Good idea.
Wardens Antoine and Evka are eager to learn more about the Blight, but their studies are drugged by looming threat.
Evka, Antoine, you needed help with something? Is this about your studies?
Look at the Blight here. The world dies like this if we do nothing. We need a deeper understanding of how it behaves. I have theories, but...
Something's wrong.
We've been keeping Darkspawn away from Lavendel, but those have been packs. What's heading for us now is a small horde. We push
we
it
can
back,
take care of that.
or the locals wind up dead.
I can do that. It's too soon for that.
Watchers may deal with the dead, but we don't need people joining them too soon. If Lavendel needs a hand...
You mean live ones, right? Not skeleton hands. Though we
Why
might
not?
take both.
There we go.
Where do things stand now?
Every warden will put themselves between Lavendel and the Blight. But we'll be spread thin around the village. There's only so many of us. We need to make that work.
Your plan to get us through is a good one.
I gave advice and people listened.
You credit yourself too little.
Everyone here needs a break.
The wardens aren't big on vacations.
But wouldn't it be nice?
So what now? What can I do?
There are sentries equipped with horns stationed around the village. Those horns are sounded when an attack begins, and again if backup's needed. That lets us focus our numbers. I need you to check with the sentries. Make sure they're ready.
Is anyone ready for anything lately?
We've got to be.
Check back with us when you're done with the sentries.
We can hold off the smaller packs for a while, but there's no going back once the horde hits.
Come on, let's check on the warden sentries.
Evka and Antoine need us in here. Got it?
Got it.
This village. It has to be.
nothing we can do. I think we have a plan.
Nothing we can do, a total eclipse of the heart. What's up?
Hey, Evka sent me. How are things here?
Evka's plan is good. Whatever happens, we won't lose the village.
That's right. Tell Evka we're ready.
Warden. Improvisation. A clay pot, a cloth stopper, and a hodgepodge alchemical mix. A good Grey Warden works with what they've got. Their weapons, their nerve, and the ability to improvise. From Davrin's journal, The Gloom Hunter Part 4. Finally, I know who the Gloom Howler really is. What started as a simple monster hunt has opened a terrible wound in Grey Warden history that none of us even knew was there. With Weishaupt in rubble, there's little chance of finding any records that might shed light into this. It seems the Gloom Howler, Isaiah, is a specter dragging all the sins of the past back to haunt us. Our own order demanded she blight all the griffins, or face disaster and lose the fourth blight. She's a cruel monster, yet I can't help but feel some sympathy for her. Would anyone else have done differently? The fate of every soul in Thedas rested on her shoulders. Trying to imagine that decision, it's nearly impossible. No person should have to face that dilemma. Yeah, it's a tough dilemma. Like, it's one of those things where she didn't know of any other option. That was the only option that they all seemed to have left. And, you know, it's like, sure, she may turn into the villain because she ended up making a horrible choice to corrupt the Griffins in order to beat the Blight, but at least people have the luxury of being angry with her and blaming her as a villain because they survived. Because it could very well, everything could have just ended. The world could have just ended if she didn't do that. So it's just it's an impossible choice. No person should have to face that dilemma. Yet Valia said it was Isaiah who hid the remaining griffin eggs to preserve them. Asan and his family live because of her, even though all their ancestors died because of her. It's no wonder she's so twisted and evil now, living with the guilt of what she's done. Maybe that's what all her shrieking and howling is about, a cry against the injustice of fate, the injustice of somehow surviving 400 years with this tragedy looming over her. I mean, that would drive anyone mad. But that's in the past. Whatever she may have been, now today, she's willing to destroy Asan's family. I won't allow that to happen, no matter what still haunts her. I mean, that's fair. It's very fair. It's unfortunate. It's a tragedy. I do sympathize. I do sympathize with her. I'm really digging my outfit. I love the pops of color.
Hey, Evka wanted me to check in. Are you ready?
I am. The Darkspawn won't win this one.
Not on our watch.
We took those dragons, we'll take this too.
One more. Something wicked this way comes.
Well, look who it is. Name's Warden Augustin.
Evka sent me. How are things here?
The Darkspawn aren't on us, but they will be. I can feel it. And you go where the fight is, don't you? Tell Evka I'm ready. We'll hold Lavendel.
We should get back to Evka. Evka, the sentries are ready.
Good. Are you?
Yep.
That's a horn. The Darkspawn are here.
They need backup at the glade.
With
Can't let
pleasure.
them break through to the village.
Lavendel is the only place with life left in it.
Yep. Let's do this.
And this.
You shall not
What you're made of.
pass.
We'll keep these people alive.
I hear ya.
My job's done. Your turn.
Thank you, Davrin. Freeze.
Not too bad.
Good job.
No problem.
You are getting annoying.
We're not done yet. Still standing. Not bad.
There, keep it coming. Frozen.
Set up to do the rest.
Ready again.
Nice.
I'm good to go. Yes.
Keep it up.
Not too bad.
They're down. But there's more fight left out there.
All right. Be ready for the next call. We can check on the caves, see how the fight is there. Or head to the farmlands.
Check in with the wardens. Make sure y'all are good. Hey, we got our side. Check out the side. Freeze!
Nolly moves
can't break through.
Oh, we're not gonna let them break through.
Get clear.
Now it's your turn.
I'm ready to go again.
Nothing's ready. I'm gonna set up the rest. I'm ready. Let's go.
Out of there.
More on the way.
Good. I'm all warmed up.
Since they're resistant to necrosis. More.
Do this again.
Hassan, on that.
Ooh. Thanks, Evka. Well done, Antoine.
Thanks for having my back.
You took more than your share.
Yeah, we did. Uh-oh. Antoine.
What is it? Something evil.
Uh-oh.
Strange calling in the blight.
Antoine is essentially Will Byers from Stranger Things. I'm just waiting for him to itch his back of his neck.
But that's what we do. And today, we won the day.
He's right. Take that with you. When the next thing comes, we'll handle that too.
Thanks, bud. Something wicked this way comes for sure. Oh man.
It's in here too.
You're sure?
It's faint, but yes.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, but first you deserve some thanks. Lavendel is safe.
They still
For now.
need our protection, of course. But we won this fight together.
I'd suggest we celebrate, but
Antoine heard something strange in the Blight, and...
It's not music you want to dance to.
The Blight's song wasn't just strange. At first I heard the gods, but now... there's something else. And it's here, in the wetlands. It pulses. Weird. Pulling somewhere dark. It sounds... I don't know. Pleased?
What does that mean?
We don't know yet.
Likely nothing good.
Right, but the Blight sounds pleased. How?
That's the closest word I had. It's a very unnerving type of pleased. If that makes you feel better.
No.
Not really.
No.
We need more time to study what the new song means, and where it leads.
And you can't listen to it all the time. We don't know what it is.
Evka, But yes, we have many different tests to run. Remember to visit Rook. We'll have results eventually.
Until then, stay safe.
You too. Well done, team. Thanks to Evka's plans and the bravery of both the Wardens and the team, Lavendel was saved from Darkspawn. But while the village heaved a sigh of relief, the whispers in Antoine's ear became more unsettling. Within the Blight, Antoine could hear a call. A mystery for now, it suggested further evil lurking in the wetlands. Okay. Oh, relative to Lords of Fortune, not to Watch.
Antoine, what's up?
Yeah, I thought it was said Watch, but apparently not. It's Lord of Fortune, so that changes some things. Mana generation, weak point damage. Gonna go back to this one for right now. Cool. Davern got 2 more skill points. Stagger plus 100%. For good measure, a Sunstrike. A Sun now strikes 1 additional time, dealing 50% of the base damage as physical damage. Nice. Wow, he's 40 now. Let's refund all the points. Start over again. Okay. Sustain. I do want to go control-y, so hold Q and then tap E while defending. Consume 50 mana to unleash a shockwave 6 meters all directions damage based on your equipped staff. Mortal concentration. Sustaining range attack readily increases target damage output as long as active. We're just gonna do that. Greater. Staff energy generates passively when you're not in combat. Frost Nova. Bulwark. Death Frost. View duration. Primer duration. Damage versus barrier. Corrupted ground. Resistance. Channeled thoughts. Yes. Spirit Bomb. Death's Blessing. Necrotic damage plus 10%. Resistless Spirits upgrades duration abilities. Defeating an enemy under the effects of duration abilities spawns a necrotic bolt from the corpse that seeks out a nearby enemy. Soul Burn. Hold and then tap E. Spend 50 mana to create a powerful surge in range attack, giving it the power to detonate sundered targets. Okay. And then Vitality. Health plus 100. Health leech effects plus 50%. Gain bonus damage relative to the amount of health your target and you have lost. Greater passive mortality. Actions that consume mana now consume health when mana is depleted. Yes, please. Nice. And now we have 18 points to spend. Okay. Let's increase the radius. Increase the radius. Nice. Control specifies more damage to armor. Oh. Cooldown is 20 seconds. Block mana cost is -30. For every enemy hit with an area ability, you generate 10% staff energy. Control abilities grant deflect after a critical hit. Enemies inflict damage and you are chilled. Control abilities deal 75% damage on armor. Duration of abilities are increased by 50. Damage versus barrier. Weight 5 regain. Okay. 20% more standard damage with an affliction. Effect duration abilities. There we go. Upgrades control abilities grant deflect after you deal a critical hit. For every enemy hit with the area, you gain 10% staff energy. Collective armor. Okay. Nice. Love it. Lords of Fortune. Talk with Flynn at the Warden camp. They're non-binary like me. Good to meet another day. We're okay to talk about it. Mayveris said not everyone would be. Flynn said they didn't have a big struggle to find it. Just felt like they were a mind that had a body instead of a body that had a mind. Being a man or woman didn't fit with who they were. Changed to they when they were a kid. Parents supportive. Physician guy too. No big fight. Didn't know Mayveris or Tarquin. Told Flynn about them. They could probably get Flynn discounts on magical stuff. Flynn can help mix the medicines. I need to help with fire breathing. They asked if I felt the same as they did for mind-body stuff. Did breathing fire make me feel disconnected from my body? Don't think fire breathing is what did it. What they're talking about sounds kind of like Kuhn stuff. Mind, soul, body. I just felt wrong as a woman. Wait, Flynn wrote stuff down. Only they wrote non-binary instead of non-binary. Are we supposed to write it with a dash or not? They also wrote themself instead of themselves. Which one is right? Flynn says I should. This feels very realistic. Flynn says I should do what works for me. That does not help. I want to do it right. Flynn said maybe me wanting to follow rules is because of Kuhn stuff. Then said sorry because I guess I glared at them. Flynn was trying to be nice. Healers are always like this. Yep. That sounds very, very realistic. Okay. Unwanted guest. But wasn't there another... Get rid of the mercenaries, defeat the mercenary groups. I'll get to those. I'll get to these in a moment. I do want to get to Lacanus and figure out his inner demons. That would be
on your mind.
It's
Preferable.
like there's a pattern in the blight and no pattern at all. But always something pulling.
Letters in the aftermath. Antoine and Evka, I said the last letter would be the last, but I've got more questions. When someone is blighted, does it advance slowly or all at once? What if the person won't stop working or getting into trouble? Won't that make it advance quicker? Is the progression all internal or is it going to be obvious? How long, if you had to guess? Is there a point when your secret warden ritual will no longer help? Nev has mentioned a thing or two about your wetlands, so I know you've got your own problems. I'll take whatever answers you have time to send. Tarquin. Corresponding letter to be sent to Minrathos. Tarquin, I wish we could give you easy answers. With the blight changed so much, we cannot promise things will go as we suggest, but our response will be as honest as we know. How quickly the blight advances depends on the person, and how severely they are blighted. But it's typically steady. It's more consistent when the person's general wounds are healed. Getting further blighted would likely complicate the matter. There is little more you can watch for than what you've written us about already. We cannot give you a timeline, but it isn't years. I'm sorry. As for the warden ritual, there isn't a time when it's too late. But if the person doesn't survive it, then that is instant. We won't conscript the Viper, but if he wishes, we'll be there. Sincerely, Antoine and Evka. Research notes on the blight. A series of research notes with the first in Antoine's hand. Sample 1, spreading across the glass, more than expected. Sample 2, pulsing different patterns at first, now matches others. Sample 3, pulsing pattern now different than the others. Inconsistent behavior, but why? In Evka's hand, inconsistent or creating a harmony, one that makes sense to the blight. In Antoine's hand, yes, or a discordance to the same effect, but with each other, or with the gods, or is it with something else? What would happen if we move them closer together or farther apart or somewhere else? I wonder if I could hear it better, or if there's an alchemical process that might disrupt it. In Evka's hands, Antoine, this is a reminder to take a break, love. Evka. Okay. I feel like, since we're here, let's just complete the side quest, since we're already in here. Hosberg Wetlands. Defeat the mercenary groups. Because it looks like they're right here.
What about the wardens?
Blight's distracting them.
Vulnerable to electricity. I see them. They're about to be shocked with a thunderclap.
Go! There's a problem.
Take whatever you find.
I'm ready on it.
No witnesses. Take whatever's on. It works for me.
Hassan, go!
Something's ready.
Nice move.
Ready.
Warden Sawyer was right. They're after whatever they can steal, and they're willing to kill for it.
If there's gold to be made, it's enough of an excuse.
We can't let this stand.
Yep. Let's get my other ultimate.
Killed. These aren't Darkspawn wounds.
He made it out of Weishaupt, just to get murdered here.
Yeah.
We've got company.
I see
I've got
that.
eyes on them.